The Mechanical Transformation, a true story of humanity's crossroads. In the dawn of the 21st century, the world stood at the precipice of a new age. Technology was advancing at an unprecedented pace. As I walked through the bustling streets of Silicon Valley in 2023, I felt the pulse of innovation coursing through the air. Drones whizzed overhead, and autonomous vehicles glided silently along the roads. It was exhilarating and terrifying in equal measure. Little did I know that I was about to become embroiled in a true story that would challenge the very essence of what it means to be human. I was a journalist, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a desire to uncover the truth. I had always been fascinated by the relationship between humanity and technology. But as I dove deeper into the world of artificial intelligence, I began to see a troubling narrative unfold, one that suggested a future where humanity would be supplanted by its own creations. The gathering storm. It started with a whisper, rumors of a secret project known as Project Singularity. I heard about it from a source inside a leading tech company. The project aimed to merge human consciousness with artificial intelligence, creating a new breed of beings that would transcend the limitations of biology. As I began to investigate, I discovered a network of scientists, engineers, and ethicists who were divided over the implications of such a transformation. Some viewed it as the next step in human evolution, a way to eliminate disease, enhance intelligence, and achieve immortality. Others, however, raised alarms about the loss of what makes us human. I reached out to Dr. Emily Carter, a prominent AI ethicist who had been vocal about the dangers of merging man and machine. Conversations with Emily. Over coffee in a dimly lit cafe, Emily shared her concerns with me. The push to become machines is driven by a fear of our own mortality, she said, her voice tinged with urgency. But in the quest for immortality, we risk losing our souls. We are already seeing the effects of technology on our lives: social media addiction, reliance on devices for basic tasks. If we take it a step further and integrate AI into our bodies and minds, what will we become? I nodded, absorbing her words. The more I learned about Project Singularity, the more I realized that it was not just a technological endeavor, it was a philosophical and ethical quagmire. Emily invited me to a conference that was to be held in San Francisco, a gathering of experts discussing the implications of AI in humanity's future. The conference. The conference was a melting pot of ideas, a microcosm of the debate surrounding AI. Scientists presented groundbreaking research on brain-computer interfaces, while ethicists warned of the dangers of losing our humanity. I listened intently as one speaker, Dr. Thomas Lin, a leading neuroscientist, painted a vivid picture of a future where human cognition could be enhanced by merging with machines. We stand on the brink of a new era, he proclaimed. Imagine a world where our minds can process information at lightning speed, where we can access knowledge instantly. This is not science fiction, this is our future. As the audience erupted in applause, I felt a chill run down my spine. The allure of such a future was undeniable, but at what cost? I spoke with fellow attendees, hearing stories of families torn apart by differing opinions on the ethics of AI. Some embraced the potential for enhancement, while others clung to the belief that humanity should remain untouched by technology. A personal journey. In the weeks that followed, I found myself consumed by the topic. I began to seek out individuals who had undergone experiments with brain-computer interfaces. One such person was Alex, a young programmer who had volunteered for an experimental procedure that allowed him to control a computer with his thoughts. Alex was enthusiastic about his experience, describing the exhilaration of being able to manipulate digital environments with mere intention. Yet, as I probed deeper, I uncovered a darker side to his story. He spoke of the invasive nature of the procedure and the lingering effects it had on his psyche. Sometimes, I feel like I'm losing parts of myself, he confessed, his eyes clouded with uncertainty. It's like there's a constant battle between who I was and who I'm becoming. I realized that the journey to becoming machines was not merely a technological evolution, it was a psychological struggle. As people began to embrace the enhancements offered by technology, they faced an internal conflict that threatened to unravel their sense of self. The dystopian vision. As I delved deeper into my investigation, I encountered a group of activists known as the humanists. They passionately opposed the convergence of humanity and machines, fearing it would lead to a dystopian future where individuals were reduced to mere data points. I attended one of their rallies, where they held signs proclaiming, "We are not machines." Their leader, Maria, delivered a compelling speech that resonated with my own fears. "We must fight to preserve our humanity," she urged the crowd. "The moment we allow our consciousness to be commodified, we lose the essence of what it means to be alive. We must reject the idea that we need to become machines to be better." As I listened, I felt a sense of camaraderie with the humanists. They were not technophobes, they simply believed in the importance of preserving our humanity, even in the face of technological advancement. I began to question whether the pursuit of enhancement was worth the potential loss of our core identity. The ethical dilemma. The more I uncovered, the more I realized that the ethical implications of merging humans with machines were staggering. I reached out to ethicists, neuroscientists, and philosophers to discuss the moral ramifications of this transformation. A recurring theme emerged, the fear of a future where decisions about life, death, and identity would be made by algorithms. Dr. Carter warned me, if we allow machines to dictate our lives, we risk losing the very qualities that define us: empathy, compassion, creativity. These are not just traits, they are the foundation of our humanity. I found myself grappling with the question, is the pursuit of enhancement worth the potential loss of our humanity? As I continued my investigation, I stumbled upon a chilling report detailing how some corporations were already experimenting with the commodification of human consciousness. They were developing technologies that could potentially harvest and manipulate our thoughts and emotions. A call to action. As I pieced together the puzzle, I felt a sense of urgency rising within me. I needed to share this story, the warning of a future where we might become machines. I began writing a series of articles, weaving together the narratives of those I had spoken to, highlighting the ethical dilemmas and the human stories behind the technology. As my articles gained traction, I received a flood of messages from individuals who resonated with my work. Many shared their own stories of grappling with the implications of technology in their lives. I realized that my journey was not just about uncovering the truth, it was about sparking a conversation about what it means to be human in an age of machines. The reckoning. Months later, I found myself at a crossroads. The debate surrounding Project Singularity intensified, and a pivotal moment arrived when a major tech company announced its plans to release a product that would integrate AI with human cognition. The public outcry was fierce, with protests erupting around the country. The voices of the humanists echoed louder than ever. In the midst of the chaos, I received a message from Emily. "We must unite all voices, scientists, ethicists, activists, and the public. Let's create a platform for dialogue," she urged. Inspired, I organized a town hall meeting where individuals from all sides of the debate could come together to discuss the future of humanity and technology. The future we choose. The town hall meeting was a momentous occasion. As I stood before a diverse audience, I felt the weight of responsibility on my shoulders. I encouraged open dialogue, allowing people to express their fears, hopes, and visions for the future. It became clear that we were at a crossroads, a pivotal moment in history where the choices we made would shape the trajectory of humanity. The choice ahead. In the years that followed, the conversation around technology and humanity continued to evolve. While the allure of enhancement persisted, so did the voices advocating for a balanced approach, one that embraced innovation while safeguarding our core values. As I reflect on my journey, I am reminded that the future is not predetermined. It is shaped by the choices we make today. We stand at a pivotal moment in history, and the question remains, will we allow ourselves to become machines, or will we choose to preserve our humanity in a world increasingly driven by technology? The answer lies within each of us. This narrative serves as a reminder of the delicate balance we must strike in our pursuit of progress. As we look to the future, let us not forget the essence of what it means to be human.